I said food with a function. So, protein is going to continue to be a hot button because you want to, one of the challenges if you're on this drug, my understanding is, you don't want to lose muscle mass, especially important as you get older. We don't create a lot of new muscle mass. So that's going to be important. Portion size we talked about. I think there's a real opportunity for frozen food, and Nestle's pulling out of that in Canada because you can have portion controlled meals. I do think, just like we've seen keto friendly meals, I think you will start to see GLP-1 friendly foods. Even if people aren't on these drugs, they may gravitate towards that. I think you're going to need to highlight, if it's possible, on our packaging in Canada, at nutritional information like fiber, nutrients, protein. That's going to be important. But I also, food is also about joy. So how do you preserve the joy in eating? And there's this tiny treat culture, which we first saw on TikTok. And it's also how can you serve up those really tiny treats that still bring the joy in food? Because eating should not be a chore.
Yes, absolutely. That's so true. Ricky, what would you like to add to that?
I think everyone has said it really well. I think it's about staying aware to what's evolving and staying true to what the consumer needs. I think sometimes it can get overly complicated, right? And overly designing food. But I think if we're leveraging what we've known to be true for, human history, that, eating more whole, less processed is going to provide a level of density that's harder to replicate in the more processed world, then I think we'll be able to find solutions for not just, an emergence of these medications, but it is really the right way to be consuming in general.
That's true. Jane, what is your advice to food manufacturers?
Well, I think we've said it, and Joanne touched upon it. So, if you're doing, if you're on the medication and you've got some rapid weight loss, then, muscle wasting. So having high quality protein, leucine is an amino acid that is a powerful driver to build human muscles. So when if you actually are designing products for a companion to the drug, definitely looking at the protein and definitely looking at your amino acid complex to make sure that you are assisting with the muscle building.
Joanne, just a quick question. Do you think there's an opportunity for the plant-based foods industry in this?
Yeah, and I wish they were talking more about this, and Jane would be more of an expert here, but it's a natural phenomenon. She touched on that. GLP-1 drugs, they're trying to replicate something, and fiber forward products help with that. Plants, whole grains, nuts, seeds, legumes, they all help with GLP-1 secretion. So I'm kind of waiting for Canada's pulses to get ahead of this and start, taking advantage of this. Those plant-based protein brands. This is a big win potentially.